All right, take a nice exhale, and take a nice solid rib breath, and exhale. And take a good solid rib breath, exhale. Now solid rib breath, and that NG. Great, now we all know what the pitch is, so let's take a breath and see if we can find that pitch sooner. Yeah. Good, with me this time, ready? Yeah. Somebody's trying to beat me to the punch, one more time. Good. That's a unified entrance. Do you hear the difference in that as opposed to what we did at the beginning where it was like this, okay? What did you have to do to make that happen?
Stabilizer structure.
So that's physically what you had to do.
Think.
Yeah, don't, yeah, and she said, listen, that's a good idea, but if you listen, you'll be late.
What's your?
That's one of my rules, is if you listen, you're late.
Yeah.
Because you have to listen and then react, no matter how fast you react. So you have to actually know what pitch is coming, and to know what pitch is coming, it's here. The pitch is here, it's not here. Pitch is here. So we know what that pitch is, so this time we're going to take a breath and we're going to sing that pitch. So prepare with a good rib breath, and people coming in early, and there we go. NG. So we want an NG, not an M, okay? So it's like, there's going to be a lot of nose vibration in this, and the back of the tongue is going to be up near the hard palate. Not on the soft palate. So you have to have that little grin, that, devil may care grin. That's how you fell over, I think. Devil may care grin. Here we go. And take a breath, and you hear people coming in early, right? And I hear coming from over here somewhere. Come on now. Good. Why do we work on one pitch like that? In the good old summertime. Starts on a unison, right? Be great if everybody started on the same pitch. And we're not going to get us 5 chances to sing that pitch at a show or a contest, right? So we want to be able to really sing the pitch that we intend. And that all comes from up here. You've got to be more disciplined. It's like they say, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? It's, you take a left at the gas station. But no, you practice. You have to practice the right things. We're at a level, you say, how are we going to get better as an ensemble? Bring in 10 young, great singers. That's one way. Okay? Bring in 10 older, great singers. That's another way. But the usual way is we improve our skills. We have to improve our skills if we want to improve as an ensemble. Because if we just all keep singing the same way, we're going to have the same result. So everybody's got to improve, whether it's learning songs faster, not learning wrong notes, coming in on a unison, always taking a solid breath every time. There's all these technical things that you have to do. That's how you improve at any sport. And don't get me wrong, this is a sport. It is hard. Do it again. Here we go. Breath. 2. Here we go. Gonna make sure we do it. Yeah. Still one person going. Where you have this. Let's do that 3 times in a row. Here we go, and. Great. You hear how once you get the motor going, it's much easier. The third one, everybody can come in. Do it again, and breath. Breath, just one. Good. Mind over matter. We didn't all of a sudden bring in 10 younger, better singers to do that. Y'all just did it. So we can do it. You have to choose to do it. That's the big deal. And a lot of times what we do in an ensemble, no matter how good it is we think, well, I'll just do what I've always done. You know, because we're pretty good, and that's what so I'll just keep doing that. I won't do any worse, but I won't do any better either. Let's be better. Now we're going to do. Ready? Where that first pitch though should be exactly just like we were doing. In fact, let's do. A little faster than you think, huh? Ready? 3 of those. So the sound, I hear the sound going. It's kind of getting back in here. Yeah, that's actually a little higher. It perceives a little higher because we're keeping the sound in that same ring spot. Do it again, and 3 of them. Ah, that one. What did you have to do?
Lift my cheeks.
Lift your cheeks, that's good. That keeps the soft palate lifted.
Forward.
Just thinking forward. Now remember, if you say more air, be careful, because more air makes it sound like you're pushing air this way. Air just stays in here. The air doesn't go this way. If I hear the difference in that sound. It's a harsher sound, and it's a pressed sound. And I was pushing as much air out this way as I could. Hard for me to do that, because I've been practicing for 8 years doing it the other way. I'm feeling like the air is coming up this way and up this way, and I feel like there's no air going out. It actually is some air going out, but it feels to me like the air is coming back in this way. Like if you breathe in, you can almost see it, right? You can almost see as I flare the nostrils a little bit. It feels like that sound's going this way to me. But it's a released sound when we do that. So be careful when we think about air. It's not your friend. It's just there to vibrate the folds. That's the only reason it's there. Here we go. We're going to do 3 of them, and then the 5 notes down. Here we go. Good. Now you just keep going. Keep going on that bottom note. Here we go. Should be able to hold that a little bit longer. So if you can't hold it at least 10 seconds after you get to the bottom, you didn't take a good breath. I didn't really breathe either. I didn't even try. So if you really think about that rib breath, you can do it. Here we go. And. It's not hard. You just have to pay attention. You have to pay attention, right? The hardest thing we do in this hobby of ours, well, this sport of ours, is we put it in neutral. We put our brain in neutral, and we just let the sound come out. If we actually just think about it, we improve ourselves tremendously by just being intentional about every note we sing and every sound we make. That it's intentional. I meant to do that. Yeah, I sang it flat. I meant to do that. I sang it too loud. I meant to do that. In other words, everything you do on purpose. And if somebody says, hey, it's a little loud, you go, oh, okay. Then I will on purpose sing a little softer this time. As opposed to, I had no idea I was singing loud. Right? I had no idea I was singing flat. So you want to make sure that everything you do is intentional. Now we're going to keep everybody on that first note, and just the basses will go down on the 5 notes. Here we go, and just three basses here tonight, or is there more?
I'm singing
There's 5 basses. It's a little light for 5 basses. It's getting right down into your wheelhouse there. Have a little more presence in that. Now that doesn't mean this. It just means stay in the place. Here we go, and thank you, basses. Good. Now this time we're going to have the tenors go. 5, 6, 1, 4, 3. That helps you. Here we go. Those 3 parts. Here we go. And lead and baritone. Stay on this note. Good. Now you know where it is. Tenors will actually tune it this time. The last note and the next to last note were a little on the low side. Just shy, just a touch. One more time. And same tempo as the basses. Basses, you're doing great. Awesome. Here we go. Ah, that's good. Beautiful. Baritones, you're going to stay right where you are. Leads. Da dee da dee da. Couple of repeated notes. Some of you won't want to do that. Here we go. And let's just hear the leads. Dee da 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 da, ba da 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 da, and sideways means same note. Dee da 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 da. Now, as you get up to this note right here, same thing as with the tenors. Keep that lift in that sound. Here we go. Lead. Now sing that note. Slide down to the first note. Slide down to the first note. Here we go. Now, do you notice how much easier and lighter that note is than when you first started? That's because you said, oh, up here I need a certain lightness to the sound to make it come out right. But you started with a heavier sound, so you were trying to bring the weight up into that sound, and it doesn't work. So anytime you have a phrase that goes along and you have a note and you go, oh, that's a tricky note, figure out how to sing that note great, and then put the entire phrase in that space. So I'm, instead of, if I go, I can't get that note. You know, it's too heavy, it has too much weight, it's not a good note, not a good sound anyway. But if you just make it all the same, when you get up there, you'll be amazed how easy it is. Try that, leads. So nice, sing this note again. And down, slide down. Now we're gonna do the big starts, down, down, ready, and. It's awesome, isn't it? Now, what did you notice about that? It was consistent. Did you hear the sound not change? It was like the same all the way through. Are there leads over here? No. So, did you hear how it stayed the same all the way through? And it was in tune at the end. Easy to find. Would be easy to tune to that. So, one of the things that we want to do is realize that, well, easy is not only easier, but better. So put every sound in the place that you can make your best sound, wherever that thing is. Let's try 3 parts. Baritones, you stay right here. Hopefully everybody remembers their part. And get a little bit pouty on that last part. Leads da 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 da. Here we go. 3 parts. And baritones should still be there. Now baritones, you have an easy and hard part. It's the next to last note moves up a half and then back down a half on the last note. Got it, baritones? Yes. Correct, that's it. Here we go. All 4 parts. And so now it needs to be quicker.
Oh.
T, 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 T. You have to sing it in just the same tempo as everybody else. You can't just be slow just because you only have 1 note. Here we go. And now that chord, by the way, is really good. I don't know if you can tell from the inside, but you're like, well, that sounds pretty good, right? It's in tune. Everybody's singing the same resonance space. Nobody's pressing. So we should make them all sound like that. Every chord we sing. Now let's do it. What I did not do was, I did not all of a sudden open up real wide on that. I kept it in that same smallish space. As easy as pie. Everybody's going to go to an ah this time. Here we go. And with your parts. Your parts. I just sang bass because it was my part. All these same parts that we just learned. Here we go. And see, isn't that great? That's how you make good in-tune chords, with no noise in the sound. One of the things that's always been an issue when I hear you perform is I hear, well, everybody's singing the right note for the most part. Maybe once in a while there's something wrong. Everybody's got the right rhythms, mostly in tune. Everybody's singing pretty much in tune, but there is noise in the sound. It's like you can't, in the old days, radio dials. Remember, you tried to get that station and you went past it, you go back. You couldn't quite. There was always a little bit of static in the broadcast that was coming over. You couldn't quite find the exact spot to get that signal to come in strong. And today's, I couldn't say that to kids under 30. They wouldn't know what I was talking about. But that's what noise in the sound is. There's just a little bit of static in the sound, which means one person in the baritone section has the wrong placement. One person in the bass section has the wrong word sound. One person in the leads is a little under the pitch. And all of a sudden you get this static in the sound. What we just did, we had that thing dialed in exactly right, and the chord lined up perfectly. So a noiseless sound scores way higher than sound with noise. And it's more fun to sing, actually, when you do that. One more time. See if we can do 2 in a row. Here we go. And my bad. There was an ah. You all got it correct. And so noise and sound because the tenors were a little sharp. Right in this general vicinity. I do that with I have a small chorus too, so it's like I'll say, right in this general vicinity, somebody was off. So I don't know who it was exactly, but somewhere right around here. Yeah, so they all, they love doing that to me too when because we don't use a director, so a lot of times they'll say, right in this